66 years ago, the world of football was left in shock as one of England's brightest young teams was decimated. The Busby Babes were on the cusp of greatness when tragedy struck, changing the sport forever. This is the story of the Munich Air Disaster, the build-up. On February 6, 1958, Manchester United's squad was in high spirits. They had just secured a spot in the European Cup semi-finals after a thrilling 3-3 draw with Red Star Belgrade, which saw them progress 5-4 on aggregate. The players were eager to return home to Manchester after a brief refueling stop at Munich Airport. As the snowflakes fell gently across the airfield, the players couldn't resist a playful snowball fight. Eddie Coleman, known as Snake Hips for his slick footwork on the pitch, was the first to scoop up a handful of snow, followed quickly by his best friend, David Pegg. Hours later, both would be dead, along with 21 other passengers. Inside the airport terminal, the players sang "Baby, It's Cold Outside," while others browsed for gifts to bring back home. Spirits were high after their impressive performance against Red Star Belgrade. Manager Matt Busby had just landed with his squad on the twin-engine Airspeed AS-57 Ambassador, the Elizabethan, which was now refueling. 2 card games were in full swing as players passed the time before takeoff. Bobby Charlton, only 20 years old and already an exceptional talent, sat with Dennis Viollet at the front. Harry Gregg, the goalkeeper, was stretched across 2 seats, trying to catch a quick nap. Meanwhile, Busby sat with his staff in the middle rows, appearing tired and gray from a recent operation. Despite the jovial atmosphere, some unease lingered due to the snowy weather and the technical fault that caused 2 previous takeoff attempts to fail. At 2:59 p.m., the aircraft received clearance for a 3rd attempt at takeoff. The plane sped down the runway, the engines roaring and slush flying off the wheels. Co-pilot Kenneth Raymond shouted, "Christ, we aren't going to make it," as the plane struggled to gain speed. Captain James Thane tried desperately to increase power, but it was too late. The aircraft skidded off the runway, crossed a road, and collided with a farmhouse before bursting into flames. Within moments, one of football's brightest teams lay shattered in the snow. 8 Manchester United players lost their lives that day, leaving a massive void in English football. Jeff Bent, 25, left back, a talented defender and backup to Roger Byrne. Roger Byrne, 28, left back, captain of the Busby Babes and one of England's finest defenders. Eddie Coleman, 21, wing half. The youngest victim, known for his dazzling moves. Duncan Edwards, 21, left half, a football prodigy widely recognized as one of the greatest talents of his generation. Mark Jones, 24, center half, a Yorkshire-born defender who won 2 league titles with United. David Pegg, 22, outside left, a mainstay in the team renowned for his skills. Tommy Taylor, 26, center forward, a prolific scorer who netted 131 goals in 191 games for United. Liam Whelan, 22, fullback, a prolific forward who scored 52 goals in 98 games. Duncan Edwards initially survived the crash, but succumbed to his injuries 15 days later. The deceased club staff, Walter Crickmer, 58, club secretary, a United stalwart for 32 years who helped establish the club's youth policy. Tom Curry, 63, trainer, former player turned trainer, known for his care for the players. Bert Wally, 44, chief trainer, former player and key member of the coaching staff. The deceased journalists. 8 journalists covering Manchester United perished in the disaster. Alf Clark, 58, Manchester Evening Chronicle. Don Davies, 65, Manchester Guardian. George Follows, 40, Daily Herald. Tom Jackson, 46, Manchester Evening News. Archie Ledbrook, 52, Daily Mirror, Henry Rose, 59, Daily Express, Frank Swift, 44, News of the World, Eric Thompson, 48, Daily Mail, The Deceased Crew, and others. Ken Raymond, 37, co-pilot, died from his injuries 5 weeks later. Tom Cable, 42, air steward. Willie Satinoff, 53, businessman and friend of Matt Busby. Bella Miklos, travel agent. Despite the devastation, there were miraculous stories of survival. Matt Busby, manager, twice given the last rites, but recovered to lead United to 2 league titles and a European Cup before passing away in 1994. Johnny Berry, 31, outside right, suffered amnesia and severe injuries that ended his career. He died in 1994. Jackie Blanchflower, 24, halfback, survived the crash, but had to retire due to his injuries. He became an accountant and after-dinner speaker and died in 1998. Bobby Charlton, 20, midfielder, forward, sustained minor injuries and played again a month later. He became one of the most celebrated English footballers of all time and a United director before his death in 2023. Bill Foulkes, 26, center half, rescued survivors before spending the night in a hotel. He made 688 appearances for United and passed away in 2013. Harry Gregg, 25, goalkeeper. The hero of Munich pulled survivors from the wreckage, including Bobby Charlton and a 22-month-old child. He passed away in 2020. Kenny Morgans, 18, outside right, the youngest player involved in the crash and the last survivor to be pulled from the wreckage. He died in 2012. Albert Scanlon, 22, outside left, suffered serious injuries but returned to play before leaving United in 1960. He died in 2009. Dennis Violette, 24, inside forward, suffered head and facial injuries but played before the end of the season. He passed away in 1999. Ray Wood, 26, goalkeeper, suffered minor injuries but made only one more appearance for United. He died in 2002. Surviving journalists and crew, Frank Taylor, 37, Daily Herald, spent 18 months recovering from his injuries. Ted Elyard, photographer, Daily Mail. Peter Howard, telegraphist, Daily Mail. James Thane, 36, captain, wrongly blamed for the crash. He spent the rest of his life clearing his name. On that snowy runway, the world lost some of football's brightest talents, but the spirit of the Busby Babes lives on, guiding Manchester United to this day. Let us remember the heroes and share their story so their legacy continues to inspire generations to come. If you found this story compelling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share your thoughts and tributes in the comments below.